Welcome to class tonight for Fast Track. New year, new business, right? They always say new year, new you. I'm all about new year, new business, making it bigger and better. Taking a look at all the accolades that you had for 2018 and what you can have for 2019. And sometimes in that growing in your business and doubling and stepping up to the next level is what it can be all about. So I have some pretty, what I would consider basic steps to talk to you guys about today, because everybody's version of stepping up and what that means for you might be a little bit different. But Tupperware has really basic systems and steps in doing that, I believe. And I think what is most important is staying true to yourself and keeping your standards and expectations in place. And as long as you follow what Tupperware's guidelines are, and work your business in consistency, then you will grow in your business quickly. Again, my name is Samantha Mendoza, and I've been in business for over 19 years. I became a business leader 6 years ago, and I never wanted to be a Tupperware consultant. I said that was stupid. And I also never intended on being in a business leader position. It was titled differently 6 years ago, and titles have changed over the years. But nonetheless, the position is a lot the same as it has been for many years. And I never thought that I would grow this far in my business. I wasn't a big party holder. I was good at recruiting, but just not consistent in holding parties. And that is definitely where the growth of your business will come from, is when you are holding consistent parties, because that's where you're going to find your best rock star consultants, because you can truly help them grow in their business, because they're seeing you at work. And that's the best place to, if you will, be an example in your business. So what does it mean to step up to the next level? It really just depends on what your level is now and what level you want to move up to. As you know, we have consultant, we have 3 levels of manager, and we have several levels of director. And then the highest level that you can achieve now is your business leader position, which is a hand-picked spot from the president of the company, which is exciting because you can grow, and which makes us very different than a lot of other multi-level marketing companies, because in so many of them, excuse me, you guys, with my allergies or whatever this weather system is, a lot of other companies, you cannot go past the next person. And in Tupperware, you work harder, you get to go to the next level. And I like that, because it doesn't put anybody in a position that you can sit back and ride the coattails of other people. It puts everybody in a position of having to truly work their business and work alongside your family, as you see mine popping behind me. I have 3 boys at home and a husband who works in the prison system. So our schedule is ever changing all the time. My boys are in baseball and boxing, and I have 3 boys in 3 different schools on 3 different schedules. And so Tupperware's really allowed me the opportunity to work when I want, how I want, and on my own schedule. I'm a huge advocate for a paper planner. I know we have technology and it's great, but it's great until it's not. And I believe in a paper trail. So I'm a big advocate of having a planner and being duplicatable, and being able to be teachable and learn from others, and learn from your own growth as well. And that's what will also help you grow in the business. So number 1 is taking care of yourself. And that starts with your own date book and starts with your own party chains. And always be looking for that next new party. If you have a goal, for example, of having a $2,000 personal sales month, then we all know with the party cancellation that we need to have 4 and 5 parties in our date book, 4 to hold, 5 for that possible cancellation, low party average, that insurance policy. But if you're wanting to grow your team, you need to look at having 8 to 9 parties in your date book, because 3 of those parties should really be turning into grand openings that you can help somebody else have more in their life by what Tupperware has to offer as well. And so I'm going to share some screens here with you guys. Hopefully this will all pop up nicely. We have what we all know today as the 1-2-1 plan And there's so many steps in that. And the first part of it is being a consultant. At the end of the day, we are all consultants no matter what your level is. And you should always be in consultant mode, dating and holding parties and looking at how you can grow your business. When you go to a party, you should always be looking at dating your next two parties at least, and how can that host get the most from you being there? How can you help them not only to have more product in their life, but change their life in the fact that you're teaching them new systems? And that creates what I call repeat offenders. And whether or not they are part of your business on your team, they always come back to you and they stay loyal and they bring other people into your business. And that can help you grow as well into growing that personal team or that unit that we know today as managers, star managers, and executive managers. So this very wordy document here just breaks it down into what are the expectations of our different leadership levels. And number one, as a consultant, is to hold a party a week. And we as leaders are encouraging our consultants to be looking for that one new consultant on their team as well, helping them to have more in their business, but helping that next person have more in their life as well. And that will grow your team, your personal team, your unit as well, which puts more money in your pocket and more money in their pockets as well. And when you're always looking to help others, and that will always help you and you'll grow your team quicker as well. And then we want consultants looking to focus on finding the next party that they are also going to hold. With managers, you want to welcome a new consultant into your unit each week. And again, if you can make that a personal recruit, that is always and should always be your personal focus, to find one new recruit each week. But we know that's not always going to happen. So how can you make sure to have one new recruit and one new consultant in your unit each week? So who is your next hot dog on your team that wants to step up into manager? Or maybe it's you keeping yourself in that new manager role and treating yourself as a consultant as well. We also like our managers at every level to hold 2 personal parties a week, and supporting each consultant on your team to also hold 1 party a week. And why do we do that? Mostly because when you are holding 2 parties a week, you're seeing more people, which also helps you to date those parties and recruit more people. So on average, if you have 2 parties a week and 5, let's say 5 people at each of those parties, you're seeing 10 people in a week. 1 out of every 3 people is going to be interested in your business. So when you start doing the math on that and you do the division and the multiplication and all those things that we learn in school, then you're going to see that you're going to have 3 new recruits by the end of the month, just holding those 2 parties every week. And that's where you're going to find those new recruits. And when they're seeing you in action, doing a demonstration, having physical parties, the foundation of our company, then they're going to see how achievable and attainable it is for themselves. And that's what helps bring in more business as well. And they see what the rhythm of the business is, the systems that we have, versus trying to go and find sales all the time. So additionally, what does that look like for our teams, and how can we show where you can make some more money and find more in your business? Our average consultant, and this is important to share with people when they're asking, what can I really have? You're going to have people who are semi-interested and I'm not too sure, tell me a little bit more about it. But following in our formula of success and our 1-2-1 plan, our consultants, you want to show them that they can make over $100 a week with just 1 party a week. And if they just focus on their personal date book and no recruiting. But when they want to step it up and they want to have 2 parties a week and they want to start recruiting and having more people within their personal unit, they're going to make over $1,800 a month. For an average person working a part-time job, that's more than a part-time job would be making in a month, which is really good money. At the star manager level, you can add another $400 to that. An executive manager, it shows another $100. And this is actually a little bit different than what we know it today. And I'll show you here in a moment that you can make money up to 5 ways as an executive manager versus 4 ways at the manager and star manager level, and 2 ways at the consultant level. And then for those of you that are at the director levels, you know that you can make $50,000 at minimum per year when you're holding 2 personal parties a week. Why? Because your number 1 source of income is through your personal parties. Number 2 is through your personal team. And number 3 is through those additional bonuses that you can make. As a star director, you've now just added at least another $11,000 in income by the money that you can make off of the director team that you have. And that a lot depends on how much that director team is doing. But when you teach and guide everybody to do what you do from the beginning, you'll see that that can triple and double very quickly. At the 5-star level, a minimum of $135,000 a year. So you're talking income levels that are similar, if not more, than what nurses make, and hairdressers that go to school. I mean, a lot of those jobs that require so much schooling, yeah, we have training all the time. We can call it Tupperware School, Tupperware University, and we do have that just like today for you guys. But you don't have to have a degree to make $135,000 a year in Tupperware, which is incredible. And are we selling a bowl? Are we selling another set of cookware? Sure we are, but we're also selling the opportunity and what Tupperware has to offer. And sometimes that means meal solutions, or quicker, easier food fast versus fast food, or organization skills. Modular mates are not just for your pantry, they're for your entire house. So how can you educate people on what the Tupperware company and our product and our business has to offer with other people? And that will help you with recruiting as well. So the cheat sheet that I mentioned, like I said, as consultants, you make money 2 ways, and that is your 25% commission that we all make. Plus, you have your Party Pro bonus, which is that personal sales volume bonus starting at the 3 standard parties or $1,500 level. You get a $50 bonus on that. And when you step it up and hold 2 parties a week, then you have that extra, you're sitting at a $4,000 benchmark, and that adds $400 of income right to your pocket every month just for holding 2 parties a week. 2 parties a week gives you $800 in commission on average, plus that $400. So the average consultant who holds 2 parties a week is making $1,200. So if you go to your party with focus and intention of looking for the next greatest person for your team, or the person who needs more in their life and how can you help them, you're going to double and triple that income because you're helping somebody else, and now you're bringing somebody into the business, teaching them to do 2 parties a week. Imagine 3 people on your team plus you holding 2 parties a week, having that $1,200 in the system, what kind of income that can bring to you. So at the manager level, now I have graduated, I've moved from consultant to manager. We have that first blue bar across the top that shows you manager, star manager to executive manager. And you're making 2, 3, and 4% profit plus bonus based on title alone. And the Vanguard bonus moves up to your bonus based on your sales. So that has nothing to do with your title, with the exception of manager, star manager, and executive manager. And you see the different qualifications that you guys all know today. What's also nice is as you step up to the first time of each of those levels, you add bonuses from 100, 150 to 200. And when you step into director, it's a $1,000 bonus just for stepping into director. What I also like is how there is the 3 levels deep within your unit. So if I have Susie Q, who's my level 1, and she recruits Barbara Jane at level 2, and Barbara Jane takes off and wants to be a new manager, and she does really well, that is still within my unit, and those are my personal sales. Excuse me, not my personal sales, my team sales or my unit sales that I'm still making a commission from on the 2, 3, or 4% level based on my title. And then I can see a Vanguard bonus based on that. Within my Tupperware company as a business leader, I have executive managers. I have managers who are hitting Vanguard levels of 2, 3, and 4. Can you imagine being a manager with $16,000 in team sales and getting a $210 bonus? So you might as well be looking intentionally with focus for those new personal recruits so that you can make a 4% profit versus a 2% profit because you changed your title because you have more personal people. When you step into executive manager, that gives you your 5th stream of income as a manager, and that only happens at the executive manager bonus. And that is when you're maintaining that $7,500 unit sales level every month, 2 months in a row. And after you've done that, they're going to give you a regular, consistent bonus of $150 just for maintaining that executive manager level and keeping that title. At an executive manager, that's 5 streams of income that you'll be receiving. You can see yourself making $1,500, $2,000 every single month and be able to stay home with your babies, your grandkids, your husband, whatever your situation might be, being what some of us call the Tupperware lady or the Tupperware man, right? And not having to go out into the workforce, and you can be your own boss. And then what happens from there? When you're having several months, and I do recommend a couple months at least at that executive manager level of consistency and maintaining those higher levels, when you start seeing your unit performing at the $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 levels, really explore the opportunity of becoming a director. At the director level, now you're going to make the income of level 4, 5, 6, 7, and so forth, because you get the income off of the entire director team and all the managers that are performing underneath you. And as you start to do that, you'll recognize some top performers within that director team as well, and people who also want to become directors, which will put you into an org leader position. And now you're a star director, 2-star, and so forth. So with that, there is another form, because there's so many forms on how you can make money in this business, right? Which we always want to make sure that you're informed and educated. So this chart you guys see when you receive your kit opportunity, and your directors can also teach you and help you with this as well as your business leaders. And you can see there's lots of columns here and lots of numbers. At the end of the day, numbers never lie. It really helps us and keeps us in a guided position of where we can grow to next in our business. And so with that, we start at the bottom pink level at the consultant level. And like I said, at the end of the day, no matter what your title is, we're all consultants. We need to hold consistent parties and maintain at that level always. And that means that minimum of $500 in personal sales every month so that you can have your website carried on. At the manager and above level, you're required to have $500 a month in sales in order to receive any of your additional bonuses. So in the blue category there, we have manager, star manager, and executive manager. And you can see all the way over to the right where it says additional bonus opportunities in those 3 columns, those extra one-time bonuses of the 100, 150, and 200 just for stepping up to those levels. And I will tell you, if you're a consultant right now and you jump up to executive manager in January because the modular sale is so spectacular, you can earn all 3 of those bonuses in 1 month and have $450 in step-up bonuses all in 1 month from stepping from consultant to executive manager, which is definitely possible. You see in every category from the pink through the red, which is our consultant through presidential director, it's a 25 standard retained profit in personal sales, and your personal sales volume bonus is the same. So those 2 columns, they're exactly the same no matter what your title is, including business leaders. So that just goes to show you again that everybody is asked to hold parties, hold consistent parties if you want to continue to grow in your business and find future business. And also holding regular parties is where you're going to find future business as well and not have to work so hard for it when a party chain dies or something like that, because you're seeing the people in person. At the green level, you have the director column there that stretches into the yellow and the red, which is just higher levels of director stories. And you can see at the director level, you make an 8% profit off of your team. Star director, you also are making, it's 6, 7, and 8% based on team sales, but then there's leadership commissions on promoted director teams. So starting at star director, you start to see where you're making 8.5%, 3%, all the way up there as you start to grow more directors within your team up to that presidential director category, which is pretty awesome as well. And then as you promote directors as well, then you also receive bonuses on those directors when they step up for the first time. So they have a bonus for stepping into director, and you get a bonus for helping them step into director as they promote out of your team and take their team with them as well. And you'll see, of course, there's all the how-tos of maintaining those different levels. So how does that all get started? Like I've said multiple times, you always want to start with holding your own personal parties. And this is a really nice worksheet that you can help your consultants if they're just looking at how can I make sure that I'm working on that and maintaining that. Let's say that I want to make that $2,000 a month. So each week times that by 4. Well, 2,000 a week might be a lot. Okay, so if I want to make $2,000 in a month, right? Just as a consultant, then I'm going to times that by 4 to give me what I need based on the month or the week, excuse me. So that gives you an $8,000 sales goal. You take that $8,000 sales goal and divide it by 500, because that's how many parties you need to hold, and the 500 is our average throughout the nation. In some areas it's more than that, so you can base it. It's also based on your skill level, and the more parties you do, the higher your skill level will be, and the higher your party average will be also. And you won't have to do as many parties to achieve that level. Or when you're selling premium products, that also makes a big difference. If you're talking spatulas and water bottles, you're going to have a lower party average. If you're talking about our premium systems, our cookware, our cookers, meal solution systems, all those things, that will also increase your party average at your parties, because you are talking about a system that you can help other people. So this is a pretty basic worksheet that you can give to your team members to help them get started in dating more parties and start looking at some goals. It's important to help your consultants look at what is their goal, or what I like to call your why, what drives them to do their Tupperware business on a daily basis, so that on days that they're not really feeling interested, what can help them to get up and be motivated? Is there a family trip that they want to go on? Maybe they're saving up to go to Jubilee. Maybe they need new carpet in their house, whatever that is. Help people find a why, and a monetary why is a good one, because it continues to help drive each of us to our next level of what goal we want. So I also have something that we created a long time ago called the 30-day paycheck. And those of you that have done my classes before, you've seen this before. And this is something that one of my directors actually created with a previous business leader years ago. And this is just the basic first 30-day potential paycheck. Again, we always want to put ourselves in a position of being consultants all the time. So if you look at this in a perspective, even for yourself, holding 2 parties a week gives you those 8 parties a month times the 500 party average gives you 4,000 in personal sales. Wouldn't we all like 4,000 every month from ourselves and our consultants? Take that 4,000, times it by 25% commission that you're receiving at your parties or immediately off of your commission. That's $1,000 in your pocket. Then you take the 4,000 times the 10%, because at 4,000 it becomes 10% basically, and that gives you another $400 bonus that you see mid-month of the following month, and that is automatically $1,400 in cash in your pocket. You add Confident Start rewards, so if you're still in it, then you can put, $650 value. It's actually higher after the first 4 weeks. If you're not in it anymore, think about all the weekly rewards that we earn. What's wonderful about Tupperware is, do they not only just give us a paycheck and wonderful accolades and recognition, we get weekly gifts. Every time that you guys put in sales at the minimum levels, you get weekly gifts for pennies to the dollar, which is really awesome. For example, this month we have all that new product of the future that you can earn. So always go after those weekly rewards, whether it's Confident Start. If you're in Confident Start, you're also receiving the weekly rewards. And if you're out of Confident Start, you're receiving all the additional rewards as well. And then thinking about who can you ask to be a part of your business. And if you really ask yourself, have you asked everybody that you really could to be a part of your business, and not prejudged anybody's situation that they may or may not be interested, but what you can do to help them grow. When you take that and you add all the numbers together, you're looking at $8,500 a month in unit sales, and that's about 17 average parties per month from your team. And that, if everybody's doing 2 a week, that's easily attainable for them. And then you get that first time step up bonus, and that, you know, may or may not be the situation for you. It could be higher if you're going into star manager, executive manager, or director. So those numbers may be even bigger. Then you have the 8,500, take out the commissionable volume, and you add in your profit plus. That's $127.50, and that's just at the manager level. So of course it increases as your title increases. And then you have a Vanguard bonus, no matter what that title is in manager. And there's the guide that I already showed with you guys, another $105. So cash in your pocket is $1,732.50. Add the weekly rewards or confident starter, whatever level you are right now in the business, you're looking at about $2,400 in cash and rewards. That is bare bones the minimum of what people get. And how exciting is it to get another box delivered to your house of a bunch of free stuff that you've just earned because you did your job? And I always like to say, how many of you can go to your day job and because you did really well, they gave you more gifts? Most of us, if we went to a day job and we did really well, they'd say, good job, here's more for you. Get it done on time, right? It's not pretty normal anymore to do a good job and get even an applause or pat on the back. A lot of times it's just more work, right? No extra income, no extra bonuses. You can't bring your girlfriends with you to work and say, hey, I brought some people to help me, I'd like a bonus. In Tupperware, you can bring your friends with you and you get a bonus and you get more rewards, right? So the last worksheet that I have for you before we do some questions and some other things I want to point out to you is the big ultimate reward. When you step into director, you get to start receiving the cash opportunity as you're working towards earning a free car. And you know that you can earn your car in as little as the first month of becoming director. I'm going to come back to that and help you understand that if you didn't know that. But the first month at $10,000 minimum levels, our standard levels as our director, you're going to see an additional $250 on your paycheck every month just for hitting $10,000. And as you start to hit that $12,500 and higher each month, then you're going to either take that cash option and raise it to $325, or you're going to receive that brand new Chevrolet Trax in your driveway. How super cool is that? On December 22nd, I had a hidden Trax in my garage and got to surprise one of my new directors with that Trax. She had no idea it was coming. It was brand new off of the dealership. So that was pretty exciting. And so let me explain to you, how can I get that car in my first month of being a director? For example, in her program, she was a DIQ very fast and she achieved her numbers very fast. And because her DIQ numbers were 12,500 at the DIQ numbers versus the 7,500, she earned her first 2 months of earning that car, because you have to do it 3 months in a row. She earned the first 2 at DIQ level. So her first month of being a director, she exceeded the 12,500 and received her car in the first 2 weeks of December. Her first month of director was December, and the first 2 weeks of that month, she earned her car. So you can achieve it in your first month. And then as a director, you can start to earn the next levels up at the 300,000, 500,000, a million, and so forth. Just at director level. It's a lot easier to do it with a bigger team and as you promote directors underneath you, but you can achieve it at the director level as well. And they pay your cash out, or you can take the car. When you're taking the car, they pay your taxes, title, insurance. In the middle of February, I'll be receiving my 21st free car in this business. I started this business when I was 19 and said it was stupid and I wasn't going to do it. I couldn't even have my first car in the first 6 months when I earned it because I was only 19. So there is a lot of opportunities, and look at those beautiful cars. And you're driving a billboard, a Tupperware billboard, right? Because you're driving around in a great advertisement for yourself and sharing that opportunity. And every 2 years, or as you grow in the business, they replace your car, which is really cool also, because after 2 years it gets old, so you're going to need a brand new one. So that's a really cool opportunity for you as well. So in that, I want to point out a couple more things for you that I always say when you're thinking of a manager, what does it mean? Number one, set up coaching appointments with your upline, depending on your situation, because I know everybody's is a little bit different. Most likely your director is going to be your go-to person, and sometimes it's going to be your business leader as well, partnered along with your director, or maybe directly to your business leader. And they're going to be able to help guide you in what your roadmap looks like. Because everybody's dynamics and family lifestyle and personal lifestyle is different, then your roadmap is going to be different than your buddies is going to be. So make sure you're looking for guidance and asking for coaching appointments. Coaching appointments aren't a tell-to situation. They're not just about numbers, but they help you to kind of talk through things and point stuff out that you maybe didn't think of, or you can formulate different ideas with each other and go after and execute that plan as well. Also, what does it mean to step up? Commission's a big thing, but remember, people don't join this business always for the money. My new director that I was just talking about isn't in this business for money. She does this business for so many other reasons. So remember that if we only talk about that one F of our business versus the freedom, the flexibility, the family lifestyle you can have versus just financial freedom, then you're not talking to all the other reasons about this business, and you have to remember other people join for other reasons. So always think about the benefits that we do have to offer and what this can give. I have a gal on my team who's fairly new. She went from consultant to manager pretty quick. I live in Nevada and she lives in Tennessee. No, she lives in Arkansas. I've never met her. I've only talked to her on our Zoom platform. And she makes really good money in the insurance world. And she wants Tupperware to be her full-time job. She never planned on doing this. So you have to think about what can you offer with other people. And what are some of the responsibilities that you have as you step up in the business? Number one thing, when you step up, no matter what level that is, don't have I have arrived syndrome, as I like to call it. You don't get to manager and it just magically happens and everything falls in your lap. You have to stay consistent and you need to keep moving forward, and that starts with personal parties. You have to keep dating parties and you have to keep recruiting. Those are pretty basic standards that we have in place as a Tupperware company to keep our date books full, keep our business consistent so that we are seeing all the rewards and commission from that as well. So when you get to that position, you keep moving forward and always give yourself a goal of what's next and what can you continue to do so that you can grow in the business. Not everybody wants the higher levels, and that's perfectly okay. You have to be happy where you are and what you are working towards, and you have to be happy with what your regular consistent work load looks like. So as managers and above, very basic things that you want to make sure you're always doing: dating parties, selling Tupperware, and recruiting new people. Always, always, always. And always offer the opportunity to all new recruits, whether they're your personal or within your unit, of the future opportunities that you have. We never want to hold anybody back. We want to make sure that they're aware of everything that Tupperware has to offer, because there's free trips, there's free gifts, there is commission, there is friendship, there's freedom, there's so many different things. So we want to maintain that. We always lead by example, so we're always positive. I like to say everything is sunshine and rainbows when you're around everybody else. I have 2 doormats at my Tupperware office on purpose. So if you've had a bad day, you wipe your feet off at the door and you move forward, because somebody's always watching you. And so always lead by example from, I like to say, from top to bottom, because we are the leaders and we are what we need to represent as well. So be an example. In that, is there any questions that I can answer for any of you that you're interested? Pretty basic information today, but is there anything that I can help you guys to understand better and know about the Tupperware business? I'm a pretty fast talker, so I get through all that pretty quick. Any questions, comments, concern, cry of relief? Very basic information, yes? when you have an opportunity, you seize the opportunity is really what it's all about. And if you're having a bad day and you want to quit on yourself, make sure that you have a support system. Have an accountability partner. Most of the time, that's going to be your upline, that's going to be your director, that's going to be your business leader. We're here to support you. We want you to know that. We want you to have success in this business, because when you're having success, everybody's having success. And that's really what it's all about. We want you to have more in this brand new year. Welcome. Happy New Year. And I challenge you guys all to double whatever you did in 2018, whatever that looks like for you. And if doubling doesn't hit the minimums and the standards that Tupperware has in place for whatever level that you're going for, then maybe triple it and see what that looks like for you, because doing more equals more, and more people doing more equals more for you as well. And think about all the lives that you can change just because you opened your mouth and asked somebody to be a part of your business, right? So I hope you guys have a blessed and happy New Year. Thanks for joining me tonight. If you don't have any other questions, we'll say good night and have a blessed year.
Good night and thank you.
Thank you.